Welcome. I am LuAnn Davis, Vice President for Advancement at Union College in Lincoln, Nebraska. You are privileged to work in the field of philanthropy. Maybe you are employed full-time as a fundraiser, or perhaps it is one of many job assignments you address. Whether fundraising full-time or part-time, you are tasked with the responsibility to raise funds, which requires you to solicit individuals, businesses, foundations, and organizations for their support. Since you likely only have one opportunity to make an appeal for a specific need, the presentation you choose to make to your donor prospects is very critical. Putting some thought into a well-articulated case for support can make a big difference in the success of your solicitations. Your case for support details the reasons why your specific organization needs and merits philanthropic support. You must tell your story so it resonates with a donor's point of view and connects to something they can relate to. Depending upon the complexity of your fundraising operation, writing one case statement that embodies all aspects of your program may be difficult. You may need to have multiple case statements to support different aspects of your fundraising program, so needs for operating funds, capital funds, and endowed funds can be clearly articulated. A case for support usually gets the most attention in conjunction with a capital campaign or a major gift program because the need for significant size gifts is so critical. There are two types of case statements: the internal case and the external case. The internal case pulls together into one document all the relevant information related to the focus of your fundraising efforts. To begin preparing your case, you will want to carefully think through some questions related to your organization's history and current programming. Next, look at what differences you make for the people you serve, the community in which you operate, and even beyond to state, national, or global impact. You continue to make your case by sharing a vision for the future, why current conditions are not satisfactory for the future, and a clear plan for how you want to successfully address what you desire to accomplish. Once these types of questions have been fully answered, you are on your way to having a complete internal case statement. The value of concentrating great effort in developing your internal case statement is that it will become the basis for all external communication. You have in one place all the information you need to prepare all types of communication. Your key messages, data, appeal for support, expert quotes, and testimony will be consistent. The focus of the organization will become targeted, and your message will be heard more clearly as a result of a uniform story being repeated in multiple formats on behalf of a specific need. While multiple people, both internal and external to the organization, will be involved in developing the internal case for support, there must only be one writer. And your chosen writer must be able to articulate your successes, dreams, and ideas with powerful messages that match the tone and culture of your organization. The writer's job is to seek input from key leaders and donor prospects, to scan the current key messages coming from the organization, and preparing a draft which can be reviewed by representatives of the audiences you expect to respond to your appeal for support. Their feedback becomes critical to positioning your messages in order to achieve the responses you desire. The process won't happen overnight, so beginning the development of your case for support must commence early in the planning for your fundraising campaign. As you evaluate what the writer has drafted, there are a couple of key questions you need to ask. Does the information show how your organization solves problems the donor prospect cares about? Is the copy engaging to read? Is the information specific and memorable? Will the reader learn something they can easily repeat and share with others? If you answer yes to these questions, you are on your way to a good case for support. Begin to share your key case points with donor prospects and key organization leaders. If their response is less than lackluster, engage them in helping you refine the case. Ask, do you agree with the approach we are taking? Do you see ways we could better address the situation? You may not get your case for support exactly right the first time around. Keep working at it until you find the messages that receive the desired response. For examples of good case statement language, I encourage you to visit this website. Depending on your fundraising opportunity, you may need to include messaging for different audiences so they can understand your situation from their viewpoint. Something's wrong here. We need to go back to starting from here. So let's start this slide totally over, okay?
Refining the case?
Start the refining the case slide over, and we go from here to here. So I need to do the whole thing and not switch.
Okay, refining the case.
Refining the case. 3, 2, 1. Begin to share your key case points with donor prospects and key organization leaders. If their response is less than lackluster, engage them in helping you refine the case. Ask, do you agree with the approach we are taking? Do you see ways we could better address the situation? You may not get your case for support exactly right the first time around. Keep working at it until you find the messages that receive the desired response. Depending on your fundraising opportunity, you may need to include messaging for different audiences so they can understand your situation from their viewpoint. Depending upon the type of work your organization is engaged with, a crisis or a significant outcome or finding may impact how donors view your organization. Be ready to adapt your key case points to address that new viewpoint or heightened awareness of a topic. Your readiness to adapt will help your organization keep moving forward. Case statement writing is truly an art form. Reviewing samples of strong case statements can be a helpful place to start. This website has 4 samples of case statements. My favorites were the Hope Residence at Niagara Hospice and the House That Love Built, a Ronald McDonald House. I felt these 2 examples were written in language the reader could understand and easily relate to. As employees enmeshed in our organizations, it isn't always easy to write from the donor's perspective. If you have never created a case for support to represent the cause you represent, I encourage you to begin today. If you have a case statement, perhaps this presentation provided some ideas and tips for improvement. If you are fortunate to have a dynamic case statement that has or is producing great results for your organization, I encourage you to share it with others so we can all learn together how to better position our organizations in such a way that donor prospects can see how we merit their support. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you through this webinar, and I wish you success in your future ventures. Case statement writing can be a daunting task, but I encourage you to give it a try. Figure out what is important to your organization, document it, and begin to sell it to your donors so that they see your needs and will join you in supporting your case.